All right, I got 7 o'clock. This is town board meeting for August 24th. And first couple things, we do have a couple public hearings. So the first one is Farmington Market Center rezoning, and this has been continued from July 26th. Any comments, updates you want to?
Yeah, the continuation was to allow us to solicit an independent engineering firm to do an analysis of the 3 traffic studies that have been done by Farmington Market Center, by Farmington GLN, and by GNA, the Farmington Commons Plaza. We have a proposal tonight, a resolution to retain a engineering firm to evaluate these 3 transportation studies and to give us a report and recommendation on the compatibility of all 3 and where we go from there. So tonight, I think the other thing I want to enter into the public hearing record is that we did, if you recall, last meeting of the town board extend the public comment period to the, I believe, the 19th, last Friday. And during that period of time, the town clerk reports to me that she received no additional comments or concerns regarding any additional transportation related issues. So those 2 things lead us to the point where we need to wait for the Fisher study that's on the agenda tonight to retain, complete their work, and provide us the results of their study and recommendation.
All right, thank you. Any other staff comments? Any comments from the public? Again, this is for Farmington Market Center rezoning. Anybody online with a comment? Okay, we're going to also continue this public hearing for our first meeting in September, and hopefully we'll have our engineering study, if we approve it tonight, we'll have our engineering study by that next town board meeting. Any objections to continue? Hearing none? No. Second public hearing is proposed improvements to the town of Farmington Sewer District. And
yes, I do. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of Farmington on the 24th day of August 2022 at 7 p.m. at the Farmington Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York, to consider proposed improvements to the town of Farmington Sewer District pursuant to section 202B of the New York State Town Law. The town of Farmington, on behalf of the Farmington Sewer District, owns and operates sewer facilities and has become aware that improvements consisting of 1, increasing the capacity of a portion of the sanitary sewer along Retention Road south of Route 96, and 2, the realignment of the racetrack pump station force main from the Route 96 sewers running along the east side of Beaver Creek Road to the interceptor sewer line crossing located on Beaver Creek that will relieve the capacity strain experienced by the existing line along State Route 96, which are improvements beyond the original scope of the project, are now necessary, and that the estimated cost of these additional improvements is $999,999. Such estimated cost to be the responsibility of the Farmington Sewer District. As a result, the town engineer has prepared a preliminary engineering report dated November 2021 and updated July 2022, which describes these improvements and shows the estimated cost of all improvements to be $999,999. Any resident of the town of Farmington shall be entitled to be heard upon this matter at such public hearing. Copies of the original plan and revised showing these proposed improvements and the costs are available for review at the town of Farmington Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York. This by resolution of the town board of the town of Farmington.
Thank you, Michelle. So that just under $1 million figure is the maximum we intended to bond, depending on the price of the actual project. Once it gets bid out, there will be some sewer fund balance dollars used to offset the cost once we find out what the actual construction cost is. Bill, you're prepared maybe to talk a little bit about what the actual tool improvements are?
Yep, that sounds good. We did a sewer capacity study for the town of Farmington years ago, and we've updated that a couple times now. And we've been pursuing a grant opportunity for that project, which includes excuse me, the relocation of Pump Station 1, which is over near the racetrack. That force main currently dumps into a sewer along Route 96, which is at its capacity, and it's in rock. So it's very difficult to upsize or replace that sewer. In order to alleviate capacity in that sewer, we're going to reroute the force main to what we call the interceptor sewer. It's a much larger sewer that leads right to the treatment plant up Beaver Creek Road and then directly to the treatment plant. That's one portion of the project. The other portion of the project is to make improvements in parallel to the sewer that exists along Hortensia Road and increase the capacity in that area. And these two little bottlenecks have been identified as part of a study that helps alleviate some of DEC's concerns these days with any potential capacity issues that may be upcoming. So we're hoping for this grant opportunity. Obviously, tonight there's a resolution for a 202B resolution, there's seeker resolutions, and we would anticipate a bond resolution in order to qualify for that lead grant application. So I did just want to advise the board that you should consider doing resolutions number 7 and 8, which are the seeker resolutions for the project, prior to doing resolution number 1, which is the 202B. The seeker should be done first.
Okay, great, we'll make that change.
And the bond resolution is also, I think, scheduled for tonight. I'm not sure if we got that from bond council, but that's something we should discuss. Not
That's even
necessarily
partially
tonight, but
clear now, yeah. Look at them.
yeah. That will have to be done before September 9th.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I did see emails for it, but I,
Don't think you got it for tonight.
All right,
she might have, it's not my fault it goes on. So 7 and 8 are becoming 1 and 2? Yeah?
6 and 7.
Six
or I'm
and
sorry, 7 and 8.
7 and 8 are
We'll
coming.
just move it forward. and we'll-
Yeah, that's correct. Any other questions on the project?
No, and that section retention road is between County Road 41 and 96.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to add to this is that both of these projects are in the defined community center area of the town of Farmington, as contained in the comprehensive plan that was recently adopted. The importance of that is that the state's Public Policy Infrastructure Act requires a determination to be made whether the funding of these projects are within a defined community center area, and we are. So I think we have a good chance there for demonstrating that criteria for the state.
And then the last grant application we just did, Beaver Creek Park, we didn't do retention road, and we felt that we weren't considered because the project wasn't big enough. So that's why we added the retention road sewer restriction. Any comments from the public? Any questions from the public? Anybody online for questions? Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Thank you. We'll start the regular meeting August 24th. Pledge of allegiance. Larry, would you lead us in the pledge? Pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry. The next thing on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our August 9th meeting. So we're second. Motion second, comments, questions, corrections? All in favor? Aye. Privilege of the floor or public concerns, and privilege of the floor or public concerns? Anybody online, privilege of the floor or public concern? Okay, hearing none, reports to standing committees, public works.
Yeah, we met yesterday morning. We actually met at the wastewater treatment plant. Stuff going on down at the plant, a lot of ongoing stuff. One kind of new thing that we had talked in the past about a pilot program that we were involved in for it's a bioscrew system, which is a sludge drying piece of equipment. That's been running for the last week and a half up at the Northwest Treatment Facility, which is up in Monroe County. Dave, I'll let you talk about it a little more if you want to. In your report, I did make it up there on Tuesday just to kind of take a look at it. Definitely an interesting piece of equipment, expensive piece of equipment.
Yeah.
But something as the fees to haul sludge and dispose of sludge in the landfill, it's definitely a very intriguing option to reduce output of the wastewater treatment plant. Pump stations, some check valves working on at Eastview Mall, PS19, also on Hook Road, PS3. Repaired one over in Fisher's Run, PS22. They installed a new pump in the grease pits. Parts are on order for some repairs at the UV system over there. And also working on some new equipment and quotes for some fall arrest equipment. Water main replacement at 96 and 332 is ongoing. They are up to a 20-inch diameter bore right now, going under 332, and that's got to go up to 30 inches. So work continues there. Racetrack PS1 check valve number 2, that has been rebuilt. That was something that's been on the report for a while. We have received a pipe for Farmington, Canandaigua Town Line Road. Work there is scheduled for September 12th currently. And PS25 Wagon Road, that's been on the list for a while. Right now, we're just waiting on parts. We're waiting on parts, and contractor is waiting on parts as well. And there's 6 resolutions tonight on the agenda, most of them having to do with the sewer district improvements that we discussed in the public hearing. But also one new hire is on the agenda as well. Highway and parks, ongoing equipment maintenance, plans on mowing 332 roadsides next week. They got the paving done on Shortsville Road, working on some shoulders on Loomis and Shortsville now. On the park side, just ongoing building maintenance, mowing, parks and trails. Working on Beaver Creek Park some and swing set constructions. On the building side, we had some asbestos abatement here at the town hall, which has been completed down in the basement. And also some annual inspections of emergency lighting, fire extinguishers throughout the town buildings. He's got a couple of resolutions tonight, and fortunately one of them is to hire a mechanic that we've been looking for quite some time. So, good to see that finally get done. That's all I got.
Town operations?
There's 9 resolutions we have. We can discuss as they come up. We sent out about a dozen letters to state DOT approved engineering firms looking for interest as far as being the engineering firm for the TAP grant project. That's our sidewalk project. Once we get the letters back expressing interest, we'll start interviewing engineering firms. That'll be the kind of next stage for moving forward, is to get an engineering firm identified. Farmington Market Center, again, we talked about the public hearings being extended until our next meeting in September. We have a resolution to appoint Fisher Associates to analyze the 3 different traffic impact studies that have been sent in regards to this project and try and sort of piece the 3 of them together and come up with the best possible traffic information we can for that project. We hope to be getting a presentation soon about a proposed incentive zoning application for some residential property. That'll be on the north side of Sarah 96, just east of Felix Racetrack. Next week, on the 30th, the planning board will be having a workshop. So it's available for in person or virtually here, here in the town hall. And we'll be discussing just issues and operational needs when it comes to electric vehicle dealerships. I think there's one proposed on 96, so they're supposed to be going in across from the Tots Plaza now. Still waiting to hear back from the DOT about when they're going to put the no standing signs along State Route 332. Continue to have issues with large trucks parking there, blocking sight lines for people trying to exit, especially exiting out from Dunkin' Donuts, KFC, and Microsoft there. It's causing some traffic concerns. Still working on potential local law in regards to the Airbnbs, and the town staff has reached out to Ontario County Tourism to see if they have any guidance about this, or they're aware of what other towns are doing. That's pretty much it. Oh, we have had to welcome back Dave Warrens from a medical leave he was on, and happy to see that he's back to work and seems to do much better now. Everything else we posted on the website.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out whose vehicle was here at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was David. He's glad to be back to work. Reports of other town officials, supervisor. Janine and I are knee deep in the 2023 budget prep, trying to get the tentative budget done by September 9th. Tomorrow I have a meeting, Genesee Transportation Council, one of the quarterly meetings up in the city. Once a month, Supervisor Marin and I meet with all the fire departments and the ambulance, Victor Farmington Ambulance Corps. We did that last week. Just to give people an idea, the Victor Farmington Ambulance data for the month of July, year to date, they've had 1,688 calls. They're able to cover 95, almost 96% of those calls. It's up from 70 calls, same time, same 7 months in 2021. Victor Fire District is 95%, Fisher Fire District is 95.33, and Farmington Fire District is almost 96% of their calls. And they had 46 leak-related calls. They're busy as well as the fire departments. Highway and Parks.
Not much more to add to what Steve said, other than we did complete the shoulder work on Shortville Road today. Town Line Road, the sidewalk will be going in tomorrow on the south side at the west end of Town Line Road. They'll be starting on that. Beaver Creek Park, the 12-year-old playground is installed. The cave is up and the swing set is up. So we just have to put the border around the playground now and get the firm rubber in them and back up a little bit on there, and we'll be ready to go. Very minimal damage to the grass and all that up there. They have a nice track machine that kept it very clean and simple. They were nice enough to drill the holes, because we were to install the cave part of it. And so we kind of helped them out with the garbage and the fencing, and so they drilled the hole for us and set it in there.
Yeah, good.
So So that was very helpful on the third part.
I'd like to get up and take a couple of pictures.
Yeah, it looks a lot different now. Or playground equipment up there.
Right. Good.
That's about all
Okay, town clerk,
Hi, nothing.
water and sewer.
Well, as Steve mentioned, we participated in that pilot program for sludge drain. And police delivered some product from our belt press up there on Monday, and they ran our product Monday and Tuesday. And we will get some results from that. It's a very good process, probably very expensive. So right now we're in a very beginning of this process, to learn about it and understand what we might do in the future. It's the fact that our tipping fees, gas costs to take material to a landfill are increasing. This will become a more valuable option in the future. So we're beginning that process now. Along with the the grant application with the two projects that address some sewer bottlenecks that the engineering firm has brought up, we're also in the process of doing some flow testing to find out some more information about areas that aren't so apparent. And that's an ongoing process right now that may spur some more capital projects. And that is about it for me.
Yeah, and then just for the public and the sludge costs, we're between $100,000 and $110,000 a year just in the tipping fees to take our sewer sludge to the Ontario County landfill. So that doesn't cost, doesn't include the driver, doesn't include the fuel running back and forth and the wear and tear on the truck to get that sludge up there. And then the tipping fees, we already know, go up next year.
What I probably should have said is that this process removes a lot of excess moisture. And it takes the product that we produce in our facility that is about 20% solids, and it increases it up to 80 to 90% solids. When you pull all that water out of it, it reduces it by about 75% per volume. So it could be a great savings to us.
Yep. Thank you. Building is on.
Yeah, I just want to expand on the town ops report. We did welcome Dave back from medical leave, but on the flip side of it, I've had a couple of people out with COVID. So COVID is still around, and it's hit the building department pretty intensely with 2 people out at the moment. So it's very busy down there, and we're trying to make do without a few employees. So. We also have been working with Highway on the welcome signs. I know that they put a bunch up. We're still working on the larger welcome signs that are going on state routes. And as always, I'm working with Ron and working on code development and the multiple projects that are coming up for our planning board. So not to steal his thunder, but we're going to talk about a bunch at his next meeting.
Thank you. Planning board, Ed.
Yeah, as was mentioned, we have a workshop next week to discuss specifically electric vehicle maintenance and what they're planning to do there and help us understand the industry. Something that most of us don't really understand what it takes to maintain an electric vehicle, along with charging stations and some of the other stuff. So it's a general information meeting, certainly open to the public. So it'll be a good workshop on that. Then on the 7th, we kick off a meeting where we'll talk about, we'll do the preliminary site plan approval for lot 4 of Loomis Road Industrial Park. We'll do the final subdivision of Hathaway Corners Phase 2. Look at that, as well as the final site plan for Nate Bowerman, the Bowerman project. We'll get that taken care of, I think, maybe not, I don't know. No. We'll see. And then the final site plan approval for Sirianni and the final site plan approval for Colombo. Get those both taken care of. And we'll have a couple letter of credits also that we will review. So that should keep us busy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, just the beginning, though, I'm afraid.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah.
Ron, Director of Planning and Development.
I think that the only thing I want to add is the report was posted on the website today and distributed. We are anxiously looking to the 2nd of September for the expression of interest on the part of the engineering firms to start the selection process there
For the sidewalk cap, right?
for the capital improvement project. And as Dan said, we're keeping busy doing a lot of research on short-term rentals and things of this nature.
Thank you. Bill, town engineer.
Yep, just, I think it's been, just to reiterate, the Route 96 and 332 water main drilling is going well, so that's good news. We also will be having rehab of some manholes coming up in the sewer collection system as well pretty soon. So that goes along with all of the work that's being done on the sewer side. That's all that I have.
Yeah, we set aside money every year for I&I. A lot of that goes to repairing existing manholes and trying to stop the inflow of water into the sewer system. The assessor's not here tonight. Recreation, we had a good summer, no injuries, no bones broken, and now they're working on a couple of fall events and Christmas time events. Communications are on file. Reports and minutes are on file. Resolutions, we're going to skip to numbers 7 and 8 first, and then come back to number 1. Seven, to designate the town board as the lead agency to make a determination of significance for the 2022 WIA grant application identified as the town of Farmington Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project 2022 Utilities Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project 2022. So, second, motion of second. Again, this is part of the environmental portion of this, and it is a this is for parts 2 and 3, accepting that. Any comments from staff?
Now, you had previously declared your intent to designate yourself lead agency when you sent the project notification or review letters out to the involved agencies. So basically closes the loop on that part of the earlier declaration.
All right, thank you, Ron. Staff and or town board, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Next one is acknowledging receipt, review, and acceptance of the part 2 and 3 of the full environmental assessment forms and making a determination of non-significance of the 2022 WIA grant application known as the Town of Farmington Sanitary and Sewer Improvement Project 2022 Utilities Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project 2022. So, motion made, second by Nate. Again, any questions from the town board? Staff comments?
Yeah, the only thing I would like to request is that we provide the engineering firm certified copies of these resolutions as soon as we can, so that they don't have to wait till the 11th hour to get the grant put together for submission.
All right. Good point. All in favor? Aye. Then we're back to resolution 1. It's a resolution of the town board of the town of Farmington approving the proposed improvements of facilities in the town of Farmington sewer district. Second. Again, this is where it says that estimated cost of the improvements is the 999,999. No change.
I have a comment, please.
Yes.
So just for the board to realize that this is the 202B resolution. And that subsequent to this, there will need to be a bond resolution completed before the September 9th deadline for REIT application. So I think we will need to schedule a special board meeting for that. And Mike's unanticipated to be on for tonight, but I'm not so sure about that. But between now and then, we'll have to schedule a special meeting to get that bond resolution done. That has to go with the application as well. So
Right.
it's something to note.
That doesn't require a public.
It does require 1 week notification and some postings in that, which is in a letter that came from bond council.
Okay. Very, very good. I was wondering if we already posted that and it just as it didn't get in the packet.
I don't think, yeah. It was a timing issue I had for getting on the agenda tonight from what I'm seeing from our emails. So.
Okay. All right. Any questions on board? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. 2, the resolution authorizing the town board to refund payment of the building permit fees for hot tub at 95 Almond Road. So.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3 is approval of request for partial release of funds, release number 1. The letter of credit, section 2, Monarch Manor and Senate zoning project in total amount of $461,383.87.
Second.
Motion second. It's nice to see that paid in the gutters in. Waiting on the sidewalks. All in favor? Aye. 4 is a resolution authorizing adoption of written procedures governing the use of video conferencing in the town board of Farmington.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, comments, questions? All in favor? Aye. 5 is a resolution authorizing acceptance of proposal for engineering services from Fisher Associates to substantiate the traffic reports received from the 3 firms representing Farmington Market Center, GLN, and G&A Developers. So, second. Motion second. This is not to exceed $6,000. All in favor? Aye.
I just want to point out that cost of this is part of the secret process. And it's responsibility of Farmington Market Center to reimburse the town for this cost.
Yep. Again, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. 6 is a resolution to recall and amend resolution 305, 2022, approving a settlement pending tax assessment litigation with 5829 County Road LLC and Buckingham Properties LLC.
So
Second. So the only change in this is the $1 amount was left out. The assessment it equates to a full market value of $1,420,000, and the assessment will be reduced to $1,249,600 for this agreement. All in favor? Aye. And then we're back to number 9, resolution amending resolution number 223 of 2022, the standard workday and reporting schedule for New York State retirement.
So moved.
Second. Motion second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
10 is a successful completion of a probation period for Tina Murphy with a small increase in pay. So second. And an increase in pay from $17.50 to $17.50. All in favor?
Aye.
11 is a resolution accepting the planning board review and report on the proposed rezoning of land located on the southwest corner of Plaster Mill and Loomis Road along the east side of New York State Route 332 from GB, which is general business, to GI, general industrial. Scheduling the public hearing therein for Tuesday, September 27th, 2020. Classifying the action as being a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act and directing the drafting of a local law to amend the town's official zoning map and directing the submission of said local law and related site documentation to the Ontario County Planning Board for their September 14th, 2022 meeting. So, comments, questions? All in favor? What's that?
You want to read it again?
Yeah, I'm not gonna read it again, no. All in favor?
Aye.
12 is a resolution authorizing the waiver of Beaver Creek Park fees for the Kiwanis Club at Farmington, Victor.
Second.
Potential.
And this is,
It's a potential on street.
I think he's right. I think they switched it.
no, they moved it to Beaver Creek.
Our schools did update the agenda as
Yep.
well. Yeah, it's Beaver Creek one.
Also will be advised, it's just on fees, it's also allowing them to, it's for their pumpkin walk, which would be after the park closes. So it would allow them to have this function after hours.
All in favor? Aye. 13 is a resolution authorizing the waiver of the town park fees for the Farmington Cub Scout Pack 50.
So moved. Second.
This is on September 16th here at the town park. All in favor?
Aye.
14 is approval to award a quote, Secor Contracting Services LLC, Danson Road, Palmyra, for re-roof for building number 2, the sewer office building 1216 McMahon Road. And we did get 3 quotes. And Secor's low price was $14,100. Second. Motion in a second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yep, another one. Yeah. Resolution to accept parts 2 and 3 of the Florida Environmental Assessment Form dated 18 August 2022 as amendments to the original forms dated July 22nd, 2022, which become attachments to this resolution upon the Farmington Market Center and Center rezoning action acknowledging that the additional public comment period provided for the town board resolution number 321 of 2022, which ended on August 17th, 2022, without any additional comments being received, accepting the proposal from Fisher Associates for professional engineering services to review and prepare a report upon the 3 submitted trip generation and trip distribution reports relating to the FMC and Senate zoning action and continuing the public hearing on the rezoning action to Tuesday evening, September 13th, commencing at 7 p.m. Each daylight time. I have a motion. So, motion by Mike. Second by Ron. Questions, comments? All in favor? Aye.
And we just block.
16 is a resolution offering a budget amendment within the water and sewer funds. Move.
Second.
Motion is second. Moving money to pay for sewer fuel, for contractual and water fuel. All in favor? Aye. 17 is confirming resolution authorizing the hire of water and wastewater maintenance assistant for the water and sewer department. Second. That's Jacob Spence. He started next Monday. All in favor? Aye. 18 is a resolution, the highway superintendent to hire Liam Langer for the mechanic position in the highway department. Again, we've been looking for a highway mechanic for months, so hopefully this gentleman will work out for us. All in favor? Aye. 19 is a resolution authorizing Ford to attend the 2022 New York State Association of Town Superintendents of Highway Conference, September 20th to 23rd in the Ellerville at the Holiday Valley Resort.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
20 is a resolution appointing Tom Lay to the zoning board of appeals. We did have a vacancy with the chairman moving out of the state. One of the members moved up to the chairman's position. And we did have 3 applicants. Unfortunately, we already had 2 people on the zoning board of appeals from Auburn Meadows. 2 of the 3 were from Auburn Meadows that showed interest. Trying to convince them to join the conservation board, who has multiple vacancies. And Tom obviously doesn't live in Auburn Meadows, and he's a town businessman. So that's why we made the recommendation there. And also approved by the current chairman of the ZBA. All in favor? Aye. 21, resolution authorizing hiring the park superintendent to proceed with hiring Phelps Guardrail Inc. Replace guardrails on Beaver Creek Road and Loomis Road. That should say Amber Drive. Over Beaver Creek.
Second.
All right, we'll make the change tomorrow morning. And we did it. That quote is under 21,000 for two locations. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Abstract 16 of 2022 to pay the bills. General fund, $112,779.53. Highway fund, $27,441.48. Beaver Creek Park, $132.57. Town sign capital project, $499. Town hall capital project, $4,429. Storm drainage, $2,833.46. Fire protection district, $190,041. Lighting district, $1,263.13. Sewer district, $94,457. Water district, $62,883.71. Payroll deductions, $7,040.33. For a total abstract, $503,600.21. And a motion. Okay. Motion and a second. Any comments, questions, abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We have no training under $100. We do have 2 discussion items, waiver of late fees. One is 5988 Ivory Drive. And only seen Farmington on the Creek. Both, so again, the first one, requesting the waiver, the late fee on the sewer bill. They did not receive a bill in the mail. They had to call our office for a copy. And again, like most customers, they in the past have normally paid on time. The second one was received from Home Leasing, apartment complex on Farmington on the Creek. And one of their 28 accounts, they're not paying time. They claim they didn't get that bill, but checking with Jen, all 28 were out for season. So again, does the town board want to stay the way we have been in the past and be consistent and not wait everything?
Right. I have to pay my water bill and pay the late fee, and it was 100% my fault, so I'm not going to.
There is another town board member here that missed the payment a year back. They paid the bill. All right, I will let both of those customers know. I will decision, there is no executive session tonight. Can we look at the calendar real quick for scheduling of the bond resolution?
It sounds like some of it's gonna come down if we have the paperwork to even post.
I
Yeah,
think we have
we have it all.
the paperwork, I just don't think it,
It needs to be advertised a week in advance, so just keep that in mind for the schedule.
Yeah, so
I think it'll probably have to be that week of Labor Day, which would be the 5th. If you meant like the 6th or the 7th, that would
do it.
probably work.
or it's Friday the 2nd, get it over with. All we need is 3 people.
You need 2/3
We
bonding.
need 4 out of 5. What about the 6th then?
What day is it?
Tuesday, the 6th or 7th.
I'd be available for work. That
See you.
I'd be available for work if you want to.
Do it in the morning. Schedule for like 8:30.
What time do you have to leave by?
Nicely. Right, Michelle, remind me, we're gonna 9 AM on the 6th. And I'm sure we got the paperwork too.
yeah, I've seen it.
Right, all of those, any other comments?
Yeah, I'd just like to announce that today is the grand opening of PKO Total Knockout Beauty Salon over there on Commercial Drive, part of Building 72. Obviously, I didn't make it in for an appointment, but there was about 8 cars in the parking lot. So it's good to see that they're open. It's good to see that they have business. And it's good to see that hopefully as soon as the counters come in for the ice cream store, we can all meet over there and have an ice cream.
Yeah. Can we serve ice cream without a counter? Oh, there's something about the building department. right?
Or the health department, I'm not sure which.
Anybody else? Comments, questions? Motion adjourned.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Have a great night.